So I was born Gregory, if you want to say about Greg, and my last name is Semu. So my name is Greg Semu. Fundamentally, the basics of my art practice is I'm a stills photographer who specializes in portraiture. And so that's the most basic distilled interpretation of what I do. But from that point, we try and scale it up, and we try to augment it into being community arts, and sort of like being more directorial, filmmaking, you know, storytelling. So, yeah. Art is a practice that I actually don't enjoy doing. It's I do it out of a necessity, I believe, and it's more about, because it's community arts, it's not about me, it's about the people. I'm very interested in colonial history, and you know, it's like I do reenactments of historical events, or reappropriate famous paintings from the Renaissance period or from our colonial masters as a form of protest. You know, it's like, and then I kind of like reconfigure them and deconstruct, and reconfigure it in a format that's familiar, but it's completely reinterpreted. The reason I do that is because it's really difficult to convert an audience that doesn't speak your language. So it makes a lot of sense that if you wanted to project a concept, an idea, or promote some kind of message, it would travel further if it was in a language that they could understand. So by hijacking imagery that like religious iconography, as an example, the Last Supper, Christ on a cross, you know, these are all like these are iconic branded images that we've had in our human psyche for the last 2,000 years. So by reappropriating this, you know, figurature, this visual language, and you've already got an audience. You know, you reach the big audience. Well, the obvious ones are financial and economic, but I would also say administrators and administrations it's not. It's just we're on different sides, and it's really difficult to communicate what you need and how much it costs. So what I think, I mean, the problem is that they have high expectations on a very low financial value. So it's really hard to convince. I mean, $10,000, $20,000 sounds like a lot of money. It is a lot of money if it's just you working, but you know, I work with a community of people, and I pay my actors and my cast and crew, and it's their long-term process. It's very, so that money's swallowed up instantly. So as an example, you know, I gave an example of a potential work, and one that I would love to do, the death of Captain Cook, and recreate it on the location in Hawaii. So an example, how much would it cost? And it's like $250,000. And it's like, as an example, if I hired 100 warriors and we paid them $1,000 each for 1 week's work, that's $100,000. We didn't get the camera out. So it's just a way to illustrate how quickly that money gets swallowed up. I highly recommend the international residencies. You know, they're absolutely fantastic. I mean, originally I used to apply for them because I was homeless, you know. So it provided me temporary accommodation, but finally when I got a really decent one, it really profoundly affected me. So the last one I did, which was fabulous, you know, formidable, was a 12-month residency at the Consulat Hospitalien in Berlin. Australia has a permanent studio there. New Zealand has alternating ones. So I've been applying for this residency for over 10 years, and when I joined this gallerist in Melbourne, were absolutely fantastic. As a proof of purchase, I asked them if they could make an application on my behalf, just to, you know, like I said, proof of purchase or some kind of give and take, and they got it straight away. So, but anyway, 12 months, it's a 12-month residency in Berlin. It comes with a stipend, it provides you with a studio and an apartment, and it's complete full immersion. The interpretation of what's required from this residency is for most people, at the end of the 10 months, you have a 4-week exhibition. For some people, they prioritize that 4-week exhibition. My interpretation of the business is like, it's not the exhibition, it's the 12 months of exposure to a demographic that's foreign, and it's like you exposed and you become exposed, you know. So it's Berlin was a fantastic city. I really fell in love with it. So I've been oscillating between Sydney and Berlin for the last couple of years. I don't think art is important, especially the commodified commercial sense of context, you know. It's like I see art as being a profound experience that differentiates between ordinary and the extraordinary. You know, I don't think it's something tangible. I mean, we are working in the commercial art scene, so we're pushing commodities that are impregnated with concepts and ideas and, you know, our fantasies and desires and our nightmares, and we try and sell them and people buy them. For me, that's not art, you know. It's like, art is the difference between one photo and another photo, you know. It's like, well, why is that one amazing and this one's so boring, but it's the same sunset? Or, you know, it's like, what makes a mechanic an art, you know, one mechanic who's really good and the others are just mediocre. And it's like, you know, I think art is just a bastardized word that's being overused and it's really being disempowered, and I really struggle with this word.